Hi, my name's Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blogs for 10 years now, and today I'd like to share Psalm 45 verses 10 to 17. And here's God's word. Hear, O daughter, and consider and incline your ear. Forget your people in your father's house, and the king will desire your beauty. Since he is your Lord, bow to him. The people of Tyre will seek your favor with gifts, the richest of the people. All glorious is the princess in her chamber, with robes interwoven with gold. In many-colored robes she is led to the king, with her virgin companions following behind her. With joy and gladness they are led along as they enter the palace of the king. In place of your fathers shall be your sons. You will make them princes in all the earth. I will cause your name to be remembered in all generations. Therefore, nations will praise you forever and ever. Psalm 45, 10 to 17. And here's my blog. Wisdom for the bride. All you women, listen to these wise words for the bride. When you commit to unite with your bridegroom, your life shifts. No longer will your siblings or mother or father will be priorities. Your goal is not to please your parents and family of origin anymore. Your bridegroom who desires your beauty also wants your respect. He now becomes the head of your new life, and you are to submit to him. Like the bride of Christ towards his Lord, you are now under his headship. Your independence cannot be continued since you are now in relationship. Your role is to respect your husband as the church respects the Lord. You are expected to trust and be subject to your head in all things. The control you used to exercise must be relegated to your husband now, since the two of you have committed to be one flesh and one body. Reflection. How has the Apostle Paul explained this psalm in Ephesians 5:22 to 33 when he instructed husbands and wives? Well, this Psalm 45 verses 10 to 17 is the second half of the first half of the psalm was about is talking about the king. This is a royal wedding psalm. So in other words, this song was written for a royal wedding. Most commentaries didn't really mention who was wedded in this royal wedding that this song is written for, but it's probably someone who is marrying the king. Which king in King David's descendants, we don't really know. But the point here is in this latter half of the song is that this is addressed to the bride. So when he says, "Hear, O daughter, and consider and incline your ear," is actually saying when he says, "Forget your people and your father's house." This is a song that gives us Genesis 1's instruction to the man and woman when they are together, they become one flesh. So that is how God created marriage in paradise with Adam and Eve. So that's why God is the one who instituted marriage. So now what he's saying here is reiterated in Paul's teaching to the husbands and wives in Ephesians 5:22 to 23. Mind you, it was a long journey for me to understand the teaching of Paul when I became a wife, because when I got married in a false church, and I did not really understand the role of a woman, and I did not understand that I was supposed to follow certain instructions from the Bible. So now this is very, very helpful for those who are getting married, for those who are planning to be married, and so that these women will understand what the responsibilities are of someone who is going to commit herself to her beloved husband. So here, it says here, as I said in my poetry, that you're not just going to be an object for your husband to desire. You are a servant in a way, serving your master, and your master is your husband in a way. So your husband is responsible for you, and his head is the Lord. So now your head is your husband. So you have given up the independence because now you're supposed to submit to your husband, as Paul says in Ephesians 5. So the instructions for the wives is to submit to your own husband as unto the Lord. So this is why church is actually symbolic of the bride, and Christ is the bridegroom. Just like the husband is the bridegroom, and then the wife is the bride. So in other words, when you get married to someone whose head is Christ, you're expected by the Lord to follow your husband in all things. It didn't say only when he's like this, only when he tells you to do, only when only when there's a condition. There's only one condition that, if you read through the explanation of Paul in that, is that because you now own each other's body. Your body doesn't belong to you, it belongs to your husband, and so your husband's body belongs to your wife. So when there's some infidelity that comes on, there is unfaithfulness when it comes to thinking that you're still your own body, and the same as with the husband. So now, the instructions for the wife is to respect their husbands. And the instructions for the husband is to love their wives as if they're loving their own bodies. So this is how God instructed marriage to be. But sadly, we don't see so much of this in our world, because as soon as a woman hear the word submit, it becomes like they're giving up their rights as a woman. Actually, you don't have a right if you become married, because now your right to be single is no longer single. Your right, and when you become a Christian, you have no rights anymore, because you are serving the Lord. So everything is about you serving the Lord. So you don't have to fight for any rights, because He has given you everything, and that you are to respect and honor your husband, and that is how you honor and respect your Lord as well. So thanks for watching. I hope that this is beneficial, especially to those who are contemplating marriage, and especially to those, maybe a good reminder for those who have been married for so long that they have forgotten what instructions are of God to the husbands and to the wives, and this part especially for the wives, that you have a big role and to serve and please your husband and also your Lord. So in the case where, even in the case that you are in an unequally yoked marriage, you're still instructed to follow your husband. The only thing that would be a clause there is that if you're being abused, and that you're being asked to do something that is against God's law, then God should come first. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ilmaarts.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. I hope you subscribe to my channel on YouTube so I could make more videos for the Lord. Thanks for watching, and happy Easter tomorrow. It's going to be Easter soon. Thanks.